Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Big Leagues Worlds podcast. It is I, your host, Big League, coming to you once again live from the Big Leagues Boom Boom Room right here in Cape Girardeau, Missouri. And today, I am lucky to have joining with me, finally, after what's been a crazy 2 months ordeal of thinking I've died a couple of times. But we are back, and I am lucky to be joined via Skype by a good, close personal friend of mine, Mr. Bull Bronson. Bull, how are you doing today?
Fantastic. What's up, Lee? Thanks for having me, brother.
And it's an honor. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. We've talked about it, and I'm just glad that we're finally able to sit down and get this process going here.
Yeah, it's hard for me to do anything, man. I got all these goddamn kids running around, and it's hard for me to get free sometimes. But I'm happy to be here. I can't wait to get into some deep dicking it. I don't even know what I'm saying. Deep issues with. Well, I'm gonna say deep dicking for some reason. Just came out subconscious.
Hey, it happens that way, man.
I figured we'll talk about some wrestling, talk about some Fight Underground, talk about some movies and shit, whatever you want to talk about. I'm here, man.
All right, sounds good. I mean, we're going to dive into the history of Bull Bronson. We've got a couple of fan questions. Definitely going to talk about that big Anna Fight Underground event coming up April 29th at Quick Skating Rink in Anna, Illinois. You can get your tickets now. The link's over on our Facebook page. Go check it out at /Fight Underground Anna. And yeah, let's just get started at the beginning, Bull. How'd you get into business?
Man, I've been a wrestling fan since I can remember. I grew up with just cousins and uncles, everybody that loved wrestling. I got super into it. Like, I remember being 3 years old watching wrestling on my grandma's couch. Like, it's been around since I can remember. I always told everybody that would listen to me, I'm going to be a professional wrestler when I grow up. And then I just happened to be big as fuck when I grew up. So it worked out for me. But I started training as soon as I turned 18 and could find a place to start, which was in Marion with Homicidal Stephen Davis and Axe Allworth and the Convoy and Edmund McGuire and those guys. They showed me the ropes, got me started, got me taking bumps. I owe a lot to those guys. I learned a lot from them. Convoy took me under their wing. We traveled around the Illinois, Indiana area for a little while doing just bullshit shows. I worked in Anna for a long time for ICAW and for Heartland Championship Wrestling. That's really where I started cutting my teeth at, I would say. This Bull Bronson shit happened. Excuse me, smoker's cough. I got the Bull Bronson gimmick in about 2009. Started rocking it from there, traveling all over the place. Golden Boy Greg Anthony helped me a lot getting out there. Shout out to Miles Morgan's drunk ass for getting me out there. Man, it's been cool. Bull Bronson has brought me places I never thought I'd go in wrestling. Dig it.
So, you started in Illinois, correct? How did you make it to West Tennessee?
West Tennessee would have been, man, I have to say Miles Morgan. If anybody knows who he is, he was a referee. Him and Golden Boy Greg Anthony, really. I'd say Greg Anthony started booking NWA Mid South in Union City. Man, I went down there. I got over as best I could. Got to wrestle a bunch of great workers in the area. John Michael, Greg Anthony, Derek King, Eric Wayne. I wrestled Rhino down there. Man, just I'd say it was mostly Greg Anthony took me down there. I wrestled.
So was this during the time where they would run Ripley on Friday and then back in Dyersburg on Saturday?
No, this is before that. This is when we had downtown Union City, Tennessee. We had a spot down there that was hot. Like, we were selling out crowds every weekend, and then some kind of mutiny happened there, and we moved over to the flea market in Union City, Tennessee. So this is before they even had the Herb Welch WrestlePlex in Dyersburg, Tennessee.
So were y'all so was UCW there then at that time?
It was before UCW. UCW is what the mutiny hat turned into. So we were NWA Mid South there, and we were doing great. Literally standing room only, packing the house every week. Like we were drawing well, and then the front office thought they knew a bunch about wrestling as Gold Boy Greg Anthony and thought they could kick him out and take over. Well, a bunch of us left with Greg Anthony, of course, because he was the mind booking and stuff. He's the one putting asses in seats. So we just took our show across town and did better than UCW did for the longest time.
Okay. So y'all basically kind of almost sounds like y'all may have had like a little feud with UCW, but so what made y'all leave Union City to begin and go to Dyersburg?
I think Greg wanted to run Dyersburg. He was sick of Union City. I would say he was sick of Union City, but he just knew Dyersburg's where Greg lived. So he got
Okay.
a building there and knew that he was closer to home. He could draw. Dyersburg's a bigger town than Union City, so it just made sense.
Okay. So I don't know, like I'm trying to think of the mapping here of that area. So like what were people running like New Bern and stuff like that at this time? Or had New Bern not became a wrestling town yet?
No, man, they've been wrestling towns there for a while. New Bern, Ripley, Trenton, all those little towns in that little area run.
Okay. Okay, yeah, because I was gonna say when I was living down that way, most of our shows were it was at the time when before Missouri really had a strong commission. So they could run the little small towns like Malden and Dexter and stuff like that. And then once the commission started to really kick in, it was going down to Arkansas to good old Paragould and Piggott and Rector.
Yeah, I've wrestled Osceola a few times.
Osceola. I've been there, or I've been to the wrestling there one time, and that was on the promise that I would get to meet Sid Vicious.
Oh man,
Because any other time I went to the show to go meet Sid when I was in Mississippi, like Sid always no showed or had a reason why he couldn't be there. And I will always give a shout out to Bradley from the LA Hustler for this. Bradley went and got Sid and had him come out and take a picture with me. And to this day, like I'll always be in debt to Bradley for that.
that's what's up.
Because like, and I want to tell you, like, it was one of the most awkward. I won't say it wasn't awkward for me, like during it, just afterwards. Because like he got Sid walked out, he shook my hand, we took a picture, and then he went and backstage they got that little office where I'm trying to think of the guy that Big Daddy LaFont's like his office. Sid just like no sold it and went set right back down in there. So,
But
but yeah,
I love, I love the West Tennessee area. Um, sorry, I'm smoking a joint. Um, it's legal. Get off me. The Union City, Tennessee story is the one with Rikishi. I gotta put that down. Rikishi Fatu story takes place in Union City, Tennessee. I know you've heard that story.
Is this one where they stripped down the promoter naked?
Yeah, Brian Christopher made him drink a 32-ounce cup of piss. Yeah, that was that one.
Nice.
Pubic hair off.
So, I mean, here's the thing, and this is for anybody listening that thinks they want to start a wrestling promotion and get in the business that way. If you decide to, make sure you got your money on the front end when you book a show and run it. Don't try to pay talent off of the door, or you may get stripped and made to drink urine.
Oh, it just utterly embarrasses a human being. Jesus Christ. What happened to that man was sad.
Yeah. So I think I first met you in we don't talk about it much here because the guy has beef with me apparently, but I met you in the great city of Crossville, Illinois.
Oh, it's Sam?
Yeah.
He's got heat with you, huh? Whatever. I think he's got heat with me too.
Oh, really? What'd you do?
I don't know what I did, but he just stopped returning my phone calls one day and generally ghosted me. So I
Have
guess
you
I
got?
have. How about
Do you
that?
do you have the Facebook block yet?
I haven't checked really in a long time.
So that's how I found out we had heat was when I found out that my personal page, like he had blocked it, and I didn't even like. It was one of those things. Is like I hadn't like the promotion. Like I hadn't seen any of the posts lately for it. This was maybe 2 years ago, and I was like, man, that's kind of strange because it's never posted, like not really posted on like the official company page. It's always posted on his personal page.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, man, I haven't seen it. So I went and typed his name in. Of course, it didn't show up. And I was like, man, there must be something wrong with this profile. So I switched over to my burner slash like everybody that wants to be in a band or wrestler wants to add me and talk about it. So they just all go there. So I logged in and could like still see his post. And I was like, man, well, look at this. Like, I got blocked. So word on the street was, I won't say who my source is because my source apparently still works there from time to time, but told me that we have heat because he believes I was only going to his show to steal his top talent.
Okay. So
So
I mean, you bastard.
yeah,
You
apparently like this was at I was still working with CCW at the time, and we started going over there because Cash, Pondo, and Marley were running this Freaks R Us gimmick, and just watching them make fun of the locals. And then, Pondo and Tony were there, and they were always working these Mercy Brothers, which was just an ordeal and a half itself. So, like, we would stop at the buffet in Carmine, eat, and then we would go over to the show and watch. And I'd never had told Sam that I was in the business. And the only reason he found out was at the time, CCW had gotten a TV deal with the local Fox company.
mm-hmm.
And the person that was supposed to do the interview couldn't do it. The next person couldn't do it. And they're like, hey, we need you to go do this interview. And I'm like, you really want me to go talk to the news people? Okay. So I did the interview and they put it on the local news, and then I shared the video out, and more people started to share this video. Well, at the time, I walked into the building to give my $7 for a ticket and go sit down. And then Sam's like, well, hey, how come you never told me you were in the business? I'm like,
You
oh,
chased
what?
it. You like it, bro.
Yeah, like, I told him, I was like, I don't like to talk about it when I go to other people's shows because word gets out in the locker room. And then I spend intermission talking to a bunch of folks about why they think they should want to come in. And it's like, dude, this is the world of the internet. Like, if we wanted you booked, we would have already seen and found out about you. So, but yeah, it's a funny ordeal because it first really came up. At the time, they were Lethal Injection, and then they changed their name to I forgot, the Mercury Brothers, and now they're the Skimmerhorns.
Uh,
And and Sam had pulled me to the side as I was leaving and
wait a
asked,
second.
yeah,
The Skimmerhorns were Lethal Injection?
you didn't know that?
No, I had no fucking idea. So, River and Joaquin, right?
See, look at this. People are listening to this to find out information, and Bull finds out information during this.
I had no idea. I like those kids too.
So, anyways, he asked me, he's like, hey, I seen you talking to the Mercury Brothers. I keep wanting to call them the Mercy Brothers, but the Mercury Brothers. Mercy Brothers, somebody else. But he's like, I seen you talking to the Mercury Brothers. Are you trying to like steal them from me and take them to your company? Like, are you just coming here to see them or to get them booked? I was like, no, I've known those guys for quite a few years now, and we're from like, remotely the same area, and they've actually worked for me before they worked for you. So, no. But where apparently, I guess, what my sources had told me where this all had escalated from is there was a feller, you may know him, apparently you may not, considering you didn't know that about Lethal Injection. But there was a feller that worked for Sam there. His name was Cash Borden. You ever heard of him?
Yeah, a couple times.
Couple times, yeah. Well, apparently, Cash had came in and started working down in Cape, and he took some time off from up there in the Crossville area. And then apparently, I guess that once he took that time off and didn't want to go up there and work, I guess that got into Sam's head that I stole his talent, his top talent, and was keeping him from coming back up there and working, which isn't true at all. Like, never kept anybody from going anywhere. You know what I mean? Like, we've even had some guys, because you know how them Crossville shows go, they're like 7 hours long. So we would have guys come in and work for us when Sam ran the same night we did. They would work for us first and then make the drive up there for their match. Like, they would double shot with us.
And those shows are legit 2.5 hours away from each other.
Yeah, but that's not a problem. But that's not a problem when, you run a 7-hour show.
I think he's got heat with me because, man, I probably deserve it. I got out of hand at those shows. I was having way too much fun with the boys. I was a bully. I mean, you should have came to more of those shows because the shit in the back got fun, like real fun. I used to on, like the shitty kids that Sam would have working, like Reaper or Smoking Jay. They put bounties on their head for like first person to drop Smoking Jay on his head gets $20, or first person that punches Reaper in his mouth, $20.
So the reason, of course, we started going there was because my good friend Psycho was going up there working.
Rest in peace. I love Psycho.
Yeah, rest in peace, Psycho. We miss you, brother. Love you. But he was going up there, and then it would be him and Idol. He'd get in the car. Idol would go with him, and Deadly Dell. So they would all get up there, and they're working. And for here, it's like you said, like a 2.5 hour drive. So I get to drive up there 2.5, get to see them, hang out a little bit with them. So that's what ended up us getting to go up there, or the reason that we would go up there. And I don't know, man, it's just night and day different up there in Crossville versus the rest of the world.
I miss those guys, man. That's what I loved about Crossville, though. It was just like, for a long time, it was real good. It was real good. It had something special there. For quite a while. People talk shit about it now, but like back in the day, man, it was a spot to be. When he had like BJ Whitmer and the Chris brothers, Pondo and Tony. There was tons of dudes that were in there that were just fantastic workers. And Sam just slowly but surely weeded everybody out. Like when I started there, like Bull Payne was a regular. You know what I mean? Like, so it was a legit good wrestling show. And then I feel like Sam just got money hungry and wanted to stop paying the guys because he could get these younger dudes. I don't know. But it used to be a damn good show. When I first started there, that was the place to be in the area for sure.
Oh yeah, because I mean, even at the time with Pondo, you still had Crazy Mary there. Hooligans would be there from time to time.
Yep.
Viking War Party.
That's where Jake Parnell got his start. Warhorse. That's where Alex Herzog started cutting his teeth. Dude, so many guys came up through there that are fantastic now. That's where I met Kerry Awful and Nick Iggy. Dude, those are two of the best workers in the scene. And they were cutting their teeth at Sam's wrestling show, SNPW, back in the day. I'm talking, this is like man, 2012,
Mm-hmm.
2013, 2011. Like, Sam was running a damn good show. But he had the money and he hadn't gotten in fucking whatever trouble he got in. And, like,
Oh
it
man,
was,
you spilling that tea there, man.
huh?
I said you're spilling that tea there. You talking about trouble now?
I'm telling you, man. I don't know. I don't know what trouble he got in. I mean, I've heard different rumors. But I don't really I don't know Sam's personal life well enough to say anything about him like
Yeah.
that. He's never treated me bad. He had other than just fucking ghosting me and blowing me off. Sam's always been 100% fucking good to me. I won't talk too much shit about him. His shows do fucking good,
I mean, see, that was the thing. Like, even still to this day, I don't have a beef with the guy. Like, I know he has whatever conception in his head that he has, but like, I don't have beef with him. And anytime I was there, he was always nice to talk to. And, you know,
Yeah.
he even,
The thing with him too, so he'll never, even if he doesn't really like you, he'll never be disrespectful to you to your face. Not
right.
never. He's not that kind of guy.
So from there, let's talk about probably the most, I don't want to, like, I'm trying to think the best way to say this. Probably one of the greatest wrestling promotions, but probably the one that is the most unknown. Like, you had to be there to be there. And that was Outlaw Wrestling.
Oh my god, man! I miss the boys. That show was just like we might as well have been barbecuing. Like, you know what I mean? Because that's what that show was. It was just friends wrestling each other for fucking fun, and it was great. And everything made sense, and it was just everything flowed so well. We got the police called on us. Like, you can't, it couldn't get better. Shows were so great.
I was going to say, I was at the first Outlaw show. Uh, Zach and Dalton were over here the other day, and I have the actual poster framed because if you pre-purchased the front row VIP, you got like a signed poster with the chair, but it was the only way to guarantee to get a front row seat. So I bought two of them, and my buddy couldn't be able to go, so I'm there, and then here comes Devin out, and he's like, "You're the only one that bought the VIP package, so here's your poster." But so like they were looking at it here, and probably one of the funnest things about it is none of the matches that's on the poster actually happened.
That's hilarious.
If I remember after we do this, I'll send you a picture of it. But
Who did I wrestle that first show? Was it Dak?
I think so.
I remember I wrestled Michael Elgin one time, and
Like still,
Blake Steele. Yeah.
I was gonna say that had to be the third one because I went to the first one and I went to the third one. I missed the
Okay.
second one because it was a Slipknot Lamb of God concert that night. I went to instead.
Bro, I've always wanted to go to a Slipknot concert.
Dude, they're blast.
I love Slipknot.
Dude, probably one of the best shows I've been to. So
I'm
they
not
go,
even, and I love Slipknot.
dude. Next time they come around when they go back on tour, we're gonna have to go.
For sure. You let me know. I'm there.
All right. But I was gonna say that third show you was talking about that triple threat you worked. That's also the show where we got to see I got to meet let me back phrase. I got to meet a young John Wayne Murdoch before he really he got going. But that's also the show where like I seen a whole ring get tore down in less than 10 minutes.
That's when the cops got called. That shit was great.
Yeah. And then the ever scarring memory of Uncle Leo in a gown trying to back a truck and trailer up to the back door.
Bro, I could talk to you all day about Uncle Leo. I love that motherfucker.
Is he still around?
Uh, he came to my house a couple months ago. He's like out in like the mountains and the Rocky Mountains driving trucks up and down for some hauling company. He's making good money. And just it's Uncle Leo, dude. He's doing cocaine and fucking hookers, and just it's not a gimmick. That's Uncle Leo. It's not gimmick whatsoever.
Nice. But yeah, so I don't necessarily know the full story of how everything escalated, besides the fact of like, I remember after the main event was a triple threat. It was the Hooligans versus Idol and Dale versus the
Reject.
Rejects.
Yeah.
And somebody either used a weapon or broke something there that was, I guess, part of the venue.
Yeah.
And uh they like apparently it was like the final breaking straw for the guy that was working at the venue. And I remember standing there with, I think the guy's name was it Eli or Elijah, the guy that was like videoing.
Oh
He
yeah,
was
he's
from,
like,
I was gonna say he was from Arkansas as well. But hey, we were standing there talking, and you see the guy go and like big boot kick that locker room door open, and he just starts flipping out. And then next thing I know, like you see the whole roster face heels, no kayfabe, nothing. Everybody just runs out there and start like. Even John was like panicked, like when I asked him for the picture, because that's what I was standing there waiting for, was to get a picture with the Rejects. And he was like, "Yeah, man, we got to make it quick because we got to get this ring and we got to get tore down and we got to get out of here because the cops are on their way."
that ring got sorted out in record time though. We were out that bitch quick.
So how did it escalate to where the cops got called?
Man, I think it was just something stupid. Like they used a chair that was the venues and dude like try to say something. And I don't know if you've ever met fucking Devin Cutter, but you're not going to tell him what the fuck to
A
do.
few times, yeah.
Okay. So, and then I don't know. I think it escalated to like they broke one of the dude's tables or another one of the chairs. It wasn't even anything that big, but dude called the police, got pissed off and called the cops. So we were like, fuck it, let's get out of here for the cops get here.
Like, what even grounds do you have for calling the cops on something like that?
Destruction of property, I guess. But he didn't give us a chance to fucking pay for the damages or nothing. Just automatically called the cops. It would have been a civil matter, and it would have fucking mattered anyway. But he was just, he was already unhappy that we were running like, the kind of adult show that Outlaw was.
Right.
Violence and the blood and the cussing and the general disrespect of it all.
Yeah,
So,
I remember hearing one or two complaints from the crowd about that. The first show. And I was like, am I the only one that like read the advertisement for the show that had like the parental advisory on it? And I'm just like, did nobody read this? Like, did nobody know what they were getting into?
for one, that show wasn't for the fucking fans. I'm sure fucking whoever ran it, I know, I'm sure Devin and Mason made $1 or $2 on it, maybe. But really, that show was just because we wanted to have a good fucking time with the boys together and just run a show.
Mm-hmm. So
Fun
Outlaw,
like that.
so Outlaw ran 3 shows. It ran in Centralia, and then it. I think they were supposed to do a show in Dyersburg,
And we
but
did a show in Oklahoma.
okay. So there was a show in Oklahoma, and there was supposed to be one in Dyersburg, but apparently something happened in Dyersburg that caused the show not to happen.
Yeah, I don't know the story behind that. I remember guys were supposed to happen and it just fell through. I don't know why. I don't remember why.
I could tell you the rumor that I heard.
Well, let's hear it. I don't even
I
have a memory.
I heard the rumor was that your boy, the Golden Boy, was calling the venues and telling them not to let y'all run there because y'all were very destructive and disrespectful and were going to destroy the building.
I can see him doing that. I mean,
But
not just because he's so worried about these other wrestling shows being too much and bringing down his value as a wrestling company in Dyersburg. Like, as basically like I don't know, it's weird thinking because he's like, if there's more wrestling in the same area and it's shitty, people are just gonna stop watching the wrestling in the area.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, if they can go see, if they go over here in Dyersburg and they see shitty wrestling, they're just gonna assume that it's shitty wrestling in Dyersburg,
Right.
not just it was that shitty show. Any wrestling in Dyersburg is gonna be shitty because that one show is representing Dyersburg.
So I can tell you, I've seen Greg Anthony wrestle one time in person, and then my only real Greg Anthony experience was this was right a couple shows into Cape, the CCW here, and you know a guy by the name of Dale Wild.
Yeah, no doubt.
So Dale lives in Sykeston,
Mm-hmm.
which is like 30 minutes south of Cape, and he was supposed to come in and work with us, and he had to cancel last minute, apparently because Greg told him that he don't need to go work for us and he needs to stay loyal to Dyersburg because we're not going to do anything with him, and in Dyersburg he'll be a top TV star. So that was my real Greg Anthony experience.
Okay, so Golden Boy, I'm just gonna be straight up with this. Golden Boy is smart as fuck with wrestling. Dude knows wrestling. Um, he can talk too. Like, Golden Boy can talk a good game. If
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying. And he never, I'll say, he never said anything like that to me. And he actually encouraged me working places. Like, and I came up I came up like learning under Greg Anthony, just like Dale Wild did. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Like, Anthony taught me a lot. Brought me down here and taught me a lot. Put me in positions in a wrestling show I hadn't been in previously, and it was just I don't know. I can't see him doing that because he never did it to me. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, he never was like only work for me. He was like, now when we were at the flea market, when we left that other show, he was like, we left that other show. They mutinied and we were like, fuck you, and left. He didn't want me to work for them. But
Oh
that's
yeah. Well, I was gonna say, like, after that happened, like, it kind of put the storyline that was going to be for that. You know, it kind of pushed it out a little bit. But honestly, we got the better end of that deal because when we were able to do that storyline instead of Dale, we got one of the greatest to come in, Van the Man Van Horn.
nice. See, and Van Horn works for Golden Boy too, and is real tight with Golden Boy. So Dale Wild was probably afraid to go there and work. It wasn't in his comfort zone, as what I would say happened. Knowing
Honestly,
Dale Wild, I'd almost say that's exactly what
I was gonna say I don't know the guy personally. I just
I
know
did.
that in the booking meeting, it was told me, it was like, yeah, this is why Dale's not coming, and I'm like, well, okay, that's kind of crazy, but okay, whatever.
Dale might have said, Golden Boy said I shouldn't come. But do I believe that? No. I would be more inclined to believe that Dale Wild was just a scared little bitch and didn't want to come work at CCW just because of his nerves, but he was comfortable working for Golden Boy. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
I gotcha.
He only works for Golden Boy, really. I've seen him a couple other places a few times, but he was definitely just working for Golden Boy most of the time.
Okay, so let's get back to you here. So
Yeah, yeah,
after our fun
fuck me.
time, do what?
I said, fuck Dale Wild. Let's talk about me.
That's right. So after Outlaw had happened, I didn't see you again until it came to Marion, Illinois, in Stride.
Oh,
And this was after, I tried to get you to come to CCW and you told me some absurd amount to come in. That was way out of the budget. But
I wasn't coming to Missouri. Um, what year was this? First off,
I want to say 2017. You were working at you were doing security at the mall.
yeah. So I did like that one stride show, one or two stride shows. And that was I got in a car accident, man. Fucking broke my chest. I was fucking out of wrestling for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
That was when I tried to make a comeback at wrestling, and like I wrestled those fucking couple stride shows, and I hated it. So like I just stopped wrestling. The hooligans had stopped traveling. Like I had fucking it wasn't fun anymore. Like those stride shows like killed my fucking pride.
And didn't you get banned from Stride for a little bit too?
Yeah, on some bullshit. Fucking curb stomped that guy, and everybody wants to.
Oh no, not that story. We're not there yet. I'm talking about the first time you got banned.
Oh, but I flipped that kid off. See, I don't remember. Yeah, I flipped that kid off.
Yeah, because I remember I don't remember who told me that. It might have been you that told me that. And I just remember thinking to myself, there's got to be more to the story than that. Like,
No, really, I came out. I was supposed to be a baby face, and this little kid, the little jerk ass kid in the front row was like, "Oh, you're fat fuck." I don't know what he would call me, fat ass, you know. And I was
yeah.
like, you kid, run tell your mom. And he got all mad and whatever. Stone Cold can do it. I can do it.
Man, I can tell you, people see the wrestling on the TV and they get there in person, and it's like they seem to forget what they're actually like, what it actually is.
Dude, and you know that little kid loved that I just flipped him off?
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
The
Yeah,
shit out of
fans love that attention that you get, whether
it. Yeah.
face or heel, like they love it and they want more. They want more of that interaction. So that's why it surprised me when they said you got banned for it, because I'm like, wait a minute here.
Sorry. He was like, I just called that big ass dude a fat ass, and he flipped me off. Awesome.
So you didn't work. Did you work anywhere between that stride run and then the next stride run?
No. Well, yeah, I worked in Memphis for a train wreck. I had a horrible match. I was just so down on myself before that match. Like, all I had done was stride, man. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't even want to come back to wrestling. I'm going to be honest with you. I had no intention of coming back to wrestling. I'm wrestling for Anna Fight right now. I had no intention of coming back. But I came to Anna Fight's first show. Fucking Zach was like, just show up, man. Hang out. It'll be fun. All right, bro. I'll come hang out. And then New Jack shows up all
Hold
fucking
up, hold up. You're jumping way ahead of the timeline here.
Where are we at? Rewind.
So so for those that don't know, Pro Wrestling Trainwreck is a company that was running out of Memphis at the time, with Eric Wayne and JC Rotten. And if you missed, you can actually hear the episode with JC Rotten back on the podcast archives where you're listening to this now, or at bigleesworld.com. So they were running shows in Memphis. And so this was probably at the High Tone, right? Were you wrestling for Trainwreck?
Yeah, it was some kind of brewery. I think it was the High Tone.
So were they doing? Was it an in ring or no ring show?
It was a ring. There was a ring.
Okay. So, how did you get involved with working that show?
Eric Wayne's one of my fucking best friends. So he called me, wanted me to work. And I told him no at first. I think I even, man, I think I even no showed him on a show. Like the first show, I think I no showed him. And then I felt bad. I showed up for the second show for him. And just, I didn't want to wrestle. I had like, I had broke my chest open. Stride sucked. All my friends were gone. I didn't want to work. And I had, I had an okay match. I mean, I feel bad for the guy I worked because I wasn't in it. I didn't care. So,
Do you know who you worked?
yes, I can't remember his name though. I know I've seen him. Um, I got nothing that's not even tip of my tongue. Um, he's a big kid. He's from West Tennessee. He's pretty damn good. He's getting in. I think he worked for CCW too. I can't remember his name though.
Huh. I don't know who it would be.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't remember his name at all. But it was a. I mean, I'm sure it was a decent match. I could have had a better match. The
So,
Trainwreck was awesome.
you ever thought about going back to Trainwreck?
Uh, man, yeah, yes, yes. Just because if I'm gonna wrestle now, I want to wrestle on shows that are fun.
Yeah.
Which I'm not trying to go wrestle some little bullshit indie show. I want to be at shows where my friends are at, where shows that matter, shows that I want to watch. I don't want to be at shows that I'm just there to collect a couple bucks from the promoter. I'm not. I'm too old, and I don't give enough of a fuck anymore. I just want to
Right.
go to shows that would entertain me and that I'd have fun at.
I feel you on that. I've only been to one Trainwreck show. That was the Southern Sickness Cup. They did out the 2-day deathmatch tournament they did out back of the High Tone. I only made it the first night because I had to go back and work the Raven show. But
Mm.
yeah, Raven was an ordeal. But planning to go back. So they moved out of Memphis over to Indiana,
Yeah,
and they're doing the next Southern Sickness Cup there next month, and I'm gonna try to go hit that up.
I saw that line. I saw the lineup for that. It's killer.
Yeah, it's gonna be a solid show. Only thing is, I wished it was outside like the last one was. I
So
love
we
it.
take Fondo's place at Masters of Pain.
Well, I suggested Cash. Uh, are you wanting to do it?
I think Too Tough Tony should do it.
Man, I don't know if Too Tough Tony, I don't know if he gets down with the glass and stuff anymore these days.
Blasphemy. It's Too Tough Tony. You don't need to do the glass. It'll still be entertaining as shit.
Yeah, but man, those
Fondo,
deathmatch, those
Fondo
deathmatch turn.
everybody else. Those guys
Who?
don't have to do all that dumb shit, dude. Those guys, not that deathmatch is dumb. I love deathmatch wrestling. But guys like Rondo and Tony, they don't have to do that stuff anymore.
Yeah,
And the
yeah.
crowd is hyped to watch them wrestle.
I mean, there's definitely that, but I think it's one of those things that where they don't like everybody. Like it seems like everybody wants to put on the most quote unquote violent tournament there is, and I think honestly that's what they're starting to look. That's what they're starting to look at here is what's going to be the most violent. That's why I say somebody like Cash would be a good fit, or even if you wanted to do it. I'd give either one of you the cosign.
I'm not. I would. I'd be honored, but I don't know, man. I'm old, brother.
Now
No,
you
I
sound like
mean,
me.
I would love to do it. I definitely wouldn't say no if I was asked. I'd be there in a heartbeat. But I don't know. I'm just like I said. I'm just trying to have fun right now. I did that barbed wire match with Rondo and cut myself to shit, and it did make me miss death matches. I'll tell you that. That match made me ready for some more blood.
Well, I tell you, one of the things that trying to work on, the big problem is trying to get a hold of the people that's got the property. Is I want to do a death match tournament in East Cape because it's on the Illinois side, and we call it Big Lee's World of Death.
I
And
mean,
you will be one of the first to get an invite to it once I can get something worked out with the property people here.
all right. So there's, I mean, I might know some people, brother.
So I mean, we could definitely get that worked out. The biggest thing is So with East Cape, all the property is owned by the strip club across the bridge,
Uh-huh.
and they've recently switched switched managers. So the old manager, Mikey, shout out to Mikey. He's a big supporter of the Big Leagues World podcast. If he was still there, he would get it taken care of no problem. But he moved out to Louisville or moved back home to Louisville, and he's working out there at I believe it's called like the Godfather's Burlesque.
Oh shit.
And so he's working out there now. So I don't know the guy that's who's in charge of it now, but I've sent a few messages to their page, and I think I may just have to take a business trip out there to the Pony and see what's up with them.
It's a great idea, man. That'd be awesome. A 2-day match at a strip club. It's a great idea.
Most definitely, and the fact that it's only like 2 miles from my apartment, so
Can't beat that.
yeah, no hotel. So let's get back to it here. So you had your second run with Stride after this, which you've already spoiled that it kind of came to a halt with some green kids. So this is your point. This is your time. You could tell your side of the story, since I feel like the other side of the story has been told many, many times.
Man, I feel like they made that whole thing into a big ordeal it didn't need to be. Fucking dude I was tagged with was beating this shit out of this kid way more than I thought about. I was actually taking it easy on the kid. Everybody wants to make a big fuss about it. It was a little curb stomp, bro. He just didn't turn his head. That's all. That's all that happened. He ate the thing instead of took it right. If he'd have turned his head, nobody would ever said nothing to me because there would have been no blood. No blood, no foul. None of that would have ever happened if that green kid knew what he was doing before he got in the ring. Like I told Heath, I didn't want to work for somebody that didn't know what they were doing that night. Before we got into that match. Does this kid know what he's doing? Yeah, he's trained. Okay. Wasn't trained at all. That was that kid's like second match ever.
Hey, he was a part of the CCW training program.
So how much what was his side of the story? Oh, Bull beat me up. Little pussy.
Basically that you were kind of like unsafe with him, and you took advantages because he was green or he was young. And
I hit him in safe places.
do what?
I hit him hard in safe places, just like you're supposed to do.
Well, according to him, you know, but that's the problem with society in general. It's always someone else's fault.
Well, I hit him hard, but I
So,
didn't hurt him.
so I mean, I think the big takeaway from that is, and I've said this from time and time again, but you know, of course, somebody tried to highball me and not want to come work with me, but I always thought that you and Roger, there was money in that tag team.
It was never anything personal that I could work for you. I didn't want to wrestle.
I got you.
But I do like Roger. Roger's got tons of potential. I don't know what the hell's holding him back, to be honest with you.
I love Roger. I know, you know, and we kind of talked about this a little bit before the podcast, you know, people and their political views and how people can have different political views and not get along. And I think that, you know, some people don't necessarily agree with his politics and he don't agree with their politics. But it seems like in this society, it's like, if you have a different opinion than somebody else, you're automatically an enemy. It's like you can't be friends anymore with people who have different views. And to me, that's just complete asinine. Like, I don't know if it's just because, like, we all grew up in a different generation to where, you know, we can all get along and we just don't care. But it's like, to me, like, Roger should be everywhere. Like, you know, I have nothing but great things to say about Roger. Dude's a top talent. I hope to get him on the podcast soon. Like I said, dude's great, and you know, like you said, like he should be everywhere, and hopefully he can. Once this pandemic's over, he can get there.
Yeah, dude he looks fantastic, and his in-ring work is It's stiff and it's solid, and he's hands down what he has. Is Rogers believable?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I actually had the honor to when he was in CCW to one of our sponsors wanted to host a meet and greet with one of the talents, and you know, they wanted somebody special, like somebody that doesn't always do a meet and greet, somebody that would actually entice them to come out to their business.
Mm-hmm.
So I could have had any of the faces go and do it, but like I talked to Roger and I was like, "Hey man, why don't you go with me to this meet and greet, and we'll make it something special because everybody knows if like Roger's a great person once you get to know Roger, but
Mm-hmm.
Roger's not somebody that's you know out we're going to try to make a bunch of friends, if that makes sense."
That makes tons of sense because he's the type of guy like I have nothing bad to say about him. I generally like him, but like I'm not trying to hang out with Roger. You know, like if I see him at the store, I'm gonna shake his hand and ask him how his family is.
Yeah, like I said,
You
like I like, like I said, for me, I like Roger. Whenever I'm over in that area, I always plan to try to reach out or set something up to go visit with them, but it just
know,
never works out for me. So, like
it's
timing
like,
wise,
or you can go grab some Krispy Kreme, and you'll remember the Krispy Kreme more.
you don't have a Krispy Kreme?
We do have a Krispy Kreme. That's why I said that.
Oh, I thought you said you don't have a Krispy Kreme. I was like, that's odd.
There's a Krispy Kreme right by Rogers. So never mind. Never
Oh,
mind.
okay. Okay. So from there, so after that, like you take another break from wrestling until the evolution of Anafight Underground.
Yeah, yeah. And then even then, I wasn't gonna wrestle. Even then, I was like, "Yeah, Zach, I'll come in and hang out, do whatever you need me to do. I'll be there." So I can't. Is now the time? Can I go ahead with the story?
Yeah, you go ahead the story now. We're at that point.
Let me hit this fucking joint.
It's funny you said that right at the same time I took a drink of soda.
So, in a fight underground, Jack's like, "Come hang out, bro. We'll have a good time." So I'm there. Here comes New Jack, and I don't know, is New Jack drunk or is he's New Jack something. New Jack's fucked up is what New Jack is. And Pondo's like, "You're gonna have to wrestle me, Shane." I'm like, "All right, Pondo, I'll do whatever I need to do. I'm a team player. New Jack's fucked up. I got you. Let's
Hold
have
on.
this friendly
Oh,
match."
hold on. You gotta stop. We gotta stop here. We gotta back up. You're left out a crucial part of the story here already.
What's that?
So originally, for those that don't know, the match was supposed to be New Jack versus Madman Pondo.
Yeah.
The day of the show, New Jack decides that he does not want to wrestle anybody at this show. So like there's t-shirts made for this epic endeavor, posters, like everybody's like here to see it. And then New Jack gets to the venue and decides he doesn't want to wrestle. So in a panic, everyone's trying to figure out what to do. But our hero, Bull Bronson, is there to save the day.
So yeah, I'm like, I already took New Jack out to dinner last night. I might as well wrestle Pondo too. So like Pondo's like, "Please do me a favor and work me in this match. Please, Bull, help me." And I'm like, "All right, Pondo, I got your back. Zach, I got you guys' back." So we do the match, and Pondo has New Jack smoke me with that guitar, bro. Like, we're supposed to be cool. I'm all doing you a favor. You about ripped my goddamn ear off with that guitar. So yeah, if that last shit, Man Pondo wants to know why I'm mad. Motherfucker, because I did you a favor and you turn around and got me smashed in the head with the goddamn guitar by a drunk fucking asshole.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why we had that barbed wire match. You want to know. But
Because I mean, look, I still think the funniest part of that whole ordeal was after the fact it all happened. Like, Jack thought he was going to get booked to come back.
Yeah. Why would you? That would be a nightmare.
Yeah. I just like here, because at the time I was still at the box office working the front door, and when this all went down, so I could hear bits and pieces of what's being said on the mic. And then when I heard that Jack was saying about like he was going to want, book him to come back, and because that's what he was saying, because if he was saying that if, the promoter books and brings him back next show, he's going to fight Bull. And I'm thinking, well, wait a minute here. You didn't fight the first guy.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to fight your drunk ass anyway. You Jack better sit at home with your broke leg.
So then that led to,
Jack, do that. I'm afraid of you, Jack. You got a guitar.
So that led to you calling out Pondo at the undisclosed tapings. Of course, Pondo wasn't there, and that led into you going into battle with Herzog.
Yeah.
And then from there, it took us to the December show, of course, due to your great governor trying to shut down the state at the holiday. First off, I know you said we said we weren't going to discuss politics here, but I think we can both agree here. Trying to shut down like events and gatherings at the holiday, who in their right mind actually thought that would work?
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
Your governor, I mean, here's the thing. I live in Missouri and our governor's not any better, but he didn't go say something stupid like, well, you don't need to travel for Thanksgiving and you don't need to travel for Christmas to see your family, and actually thinking that would go over well. But nonetheless, like, due to his great standards there and regulations, our December event had to be canceled and postponed to February, which I may be a little bitter considering it was supposed to be Big Lee's birthday bash, and Big Lee's birthday bash didn't happen for like 2 months later in February. And then that set up for the big barbed wire board match, which if you're wanting to see any of these matches, go check us out on Fight TV, or not Fight TV, IWTV. Just type in Fight Underground, you can find us, or go to our Facebook page and we'll have a link there, and you can see the barbed wire war between Bull and Pondo.
It's a pretty bloody match, man. I still wearing the scars from it.
So the big thing to come from that is, that match abruptly, there was no winner of that match for what I remember, because there was some interference there.
Yeah, Too Tough Tony ran out. I seen him.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like there'd been some kind of alliance formed between you and Satu Jin. And then, that pretty well led to the reunion of sorts of, I can never say this, the Baka Ganja, or Baka Ganja. How do you say it?
Baka Gaijin.
Baka Gaijin.
Yep.
Which, doesn't it mean like crazy foreigners or something in Japanese?
Yeah, crazy foreign, crazy American, whatever.
So, that led to the big Anna Street fight at our event coming up April 29th at the Quick Skating Rink. Anna Fight Underground Prevents by Design, which there's a link on our Facebook page for tickets there. But as most of y'all know, Pondo had an injury over WrestleMania weekend, and he is not going to be able to compete at that event. So where does that leave you at in all this? Like, is there somebody you're looking to face? Like, what's your plans here for the 29th?
I know I still got a bone to pick with that Herzog character.
Yeah.
I know, well, I got some beef with him. But really, man, like I told you, I'm there to have fun and hurt somebody. So whoever I got to wrestle, I'll wrestle Too Tough Tony and Bridget the Midget. I don't give a damn. Put somebody in the spot, put me single. I'll wrestle Satu Jin. I'll wrestle whoever. Let's wrestle. Let's fight. Hey, I don't need a reason. Let's just do it.
Well, that's the other unfortunate thing is due to of course, due to Pondo not being able to make it there. Now Bridge of the Midget is getting postponed till later this year.
Now, come on. Bridget the Midget's not going to be there now?
No, she's getting postponed due to Pondo
Yeah,
not going to be able to be there.
I'll tell you that. You better have someone good for me to fight to make up for Bridget the Midget not being there.
I always think you could fight Dalton Diamond.
Let me fight Dalton Diamond. Hey, matter of fact, I seen that shitty promo by B-Rad and Brian, what's his name? With the muffin top. What's his
Beautiful
name?
Brian Blair or something like that.
Right, yeah, Brian, whatever. So I saw their shitty promo. They were open challenging. Put them in the ring with me. Put whoever you fucking want to in the ring with me. Just make it good so I can enjoy myself.
I'm sitting here trying to think who I like the least. Dalton Diamond or that B-Rad guy. Really, I don't think I could stand either one of them.
I mean, I'm down for, like I said, April 29th. Bull Bronson's going to be there doing Bull Bronson shit. So, like, it doesn't matter if it's Madman Pondo across the ring from me. It doesn't matter if it's you across the ring from me.
Well,
I'm going to be.
I can guarantee you that if it's me standing across the ring from you, it's because I'm trying to sell in-ring photo ops with you.
Yeah, well, whoever they put in there is going to be backpedaling for their lives while I do what the fuck I do best. Smoke
And
joints.
the best way to find out who Bull faces on the 29th is to come out to the Quick Skating Rink in Anna, Illinois for Anna Fight Underground by Design. Tickets are $13 in advance or $15 at the door. And come out for a bloody good time because I know Bull's going to have one.
Yeah,
so, with that being
said, it does suck that Madman Pondo's hurt. I do want to put that over that Pondo does not deserve to be injured. He's a hell of a human being, and hopefully it's fucking better soon. If anybody's gonna hurt him, it's gonna be me.
That's right. I mean, like I said, I said this on Twitter. He's a great guy, and he's very influential in the start of this. So, get well soon, Pondo. We're ready to have you back here in the ring, and we're ready for the violence. We gotta solve this Pondo Bull beef.
Yeah, I can't kick your ass if you're hurt, so I can get better.
So, with that being said, do have a couple of fan questions here for you.
Cool.
And let's see here. I did really good. I took a picture of it, and then I have to find what I did with the picture if I deleted it. All right. So our friend from the Four Sides podcast, Mr. Caleb Carter, he has a couple of questions. The first one I feel like I could probably answer. It's where can I see some of your older work? I kind of got into local wrestling scene a little late. I know you spent some time doing the CPW, and I know a couple of those events are on IWTV. But where else can Caleb and the rest of the fans find your older work?
Man, you just YouTube Bull Bronson versus or just Bull Bronson. I'll come up on YouTube. I don't know. I mean, those like the CPW stuff. Yeah, it's cool. YouTube's your best bet. Find anything you want to know about me.
Yeah, and if you're on YouTube, go to the Big Lee's World YouTube site, and you can actually see that three-way dance that we were talking about with Bull Elgin and Blake Still. So make sure you check that out. Second question he has is, who were some people you enjoyed working with, and is there anyone specific you would like to work today?
I love wrestling Mike King Zach. Let's see who would I like to I mean, really, I want to work Cash Borden. I've never got to work him. I don't know. We've ever been in the ring together. We've been around each other for a long time. I'd like to shut his mouth. I don't know. I've got really good chemistry with like Eric Wayne. Me and Eric Wayne have fantastic matches. I love working him. Um, Michael, Zach. Um, I work. I mean, I like working Pondo. I'll work whoever. I mean, I'm pretty adaptable. And my style's my style. So you flip, you do whatever you want. I'm just gonna headbutt you, punch you in the face, and I'm bigger than you, so I'm gonna win. Um, and the guys coming up that I like to wrestle, um, I'd like to wrestle John Wayne Murdoch again. I need a rematch for that one. We had the 2014 King of Death match, tournament
Okay.
match, but could have been better. So I think another try at that one.
I didn't know you were in the King of the Death match.
Yeah, 2014, wrestled John Wayne Murdoch, and he tases me in the ball sack. And then,
Wow. I'm gonna have to look that one up.
yeah, it wasn't a bad match. I mean, it could have been better. I could have made a better first impression. That's how I feel about it. But that's just me nitpicking shit. Um, those Skimming Horn kids are running their mouths. I'd like to stop on them. I'd probably like to wrestle both of them. So it'd be like I'd feel like Rocky trying to catch chickens.
I
And
mean, maybe you get the triple threat with them, Lethal Injection, and you.
fantastic. I didn't know Lethal Jackson was still wrestling. I thought those guys were gone.
Hey, you know nobody ever really leaves the wrestling business, sir.
They're like the fucking Blue Blazer. Um,
Right?
let's see. I don't know. It doesn't really matter to me. Just give me somebody good. I want to wrestle Herzog. I like to punch him in the mouth a few times.
What
What's
about Anakin Murphy?
Anakin Murphy? That's that little emo kid, right?
Yeah. For some reason, I feel like that would be great for my entertainment value.
Everybody's all over that kid's nuts, man. I mean, I'm afraid I'd hurt that little kid, though. What do you think? I'd be like wrestling my son.
Well, I mean, I do
I
love
know
violence,
he could.
so
He hits real hard, but how hard can 85 pounds hit you?
I feel like it's like a science question I'm not capable of answering.
Yeah, really, you have to. Fair enough. But like, I mean, I don't know. And yeah, I'd wrestle Anakin Murphy. But I'm afraid. I don't know. Can we just play with like a chew toy and I'll just hold it up and we can jump for it?
Bull Bronson versus Anakin Murphy, round 2 of the barbed wire boards.
I don't know. That kid. Do you think he would even take that fight? You think he'd be like, "Yes, put me in the room with Will Bronson"? I'm sure Anakin Murphy looks at me like I'm his pissed off stepdad and I'm coming for what's mine.
I was thinking if you threw him through the board wouldn't break.
I'm gonna see that somehow. You didn't think of it.
So the last question from the host of Four Sides podcast, Caleb Carter, is what's your thoughts on the G Crew?
I don't even know who the fuck that is.
You remind me at the show, and I'll point them out to you.
Did
But
they wrestle for Fight Club or are they fans?
well, I will tell you the story, but you know, I know it's probably going to involve your arch nemesis, but
Who's March Nemesis?
we'll get to that. Uh, so basically, there's these fans, and they're two fans. They call them their last name is Goodman, so they call themselves the G Crew, and they go to these little indie show. They go to the indie shows and stuff like that around, and they like to pop off at the mouth, or at least the husband does. He likes to pop off at the mouth and go online and talk about the wrestlers and basically saying, basically he goes against the heels and tells them, hey, you better do better, you better not cheat, or you better watch out because I'm bringing the G Crew with me and we're going to make sure you stay in line. Well,
March trying to interject himself in the. I placated to him.
like they like at one like the dude like has his own like he made his own T-shirt to sell. But this has it escalates around like he started really doing this at TIWF with some of the guys there, and then he brought it over to CCW, and it escalates every few months, usually with them and Farmer, to where like they'll get into it, and then next thing you know, it'll be something off the wall like they've went too far and now his feelings are hurt. Like the dude messaged the Cape page the other day threatening to send his lawyers over one of these Facebook videos that mentioned his name because I guess he felt offended. So this is what they do. They go through and they try to get worked up with the fans and stuff. He works the guys, and basically once it gets too rough, then he gets his feelings hurt and offended.
I mean, it sounds like the business is being worked by the audience.
So I mean,
you know what I mean? Like, why are they letting the audience like affect what they're doing?
Well, see, that's the thing though. Like, there's not like a story or anything like revolves around them. This is just like a little group of people, two people basically, who go online. Like they don't ever actually do anything at the show except like boo and hiss at the bad guys and cheer the good guys. But they talk online and they talk this game online. And then whenever, there was an instance with Jeff Odell where the G Crew guy got his feelings hurt because Jeff Caller said something that it offended him. And then, like I said, what happened earlier this week. So that ended up being a message to the page about threatening the lawyer. And so, yeah, just I didn't know if I guess he didn't know if you knew who they were or not either. So, but yeah, if you remind me at the show, I'll point them out to you.
All right, awesome.
So that means G Crew, if you're listening, Bull Bronson's on the hunt for you.
I'm coming.
He don't like how you've been treating the business.
Being marks.
Man, these people are gonna come threaten me at the front ticket gate. I can see it now. So next up, just really a comment. Jonathan Knuckles. He said that you're awesome. Met you in Memphis a couple years back, and you're a heck of a nice guy.
Awesome, man. I was probably at that train wreck show.
I was gonna say I don't know who he meant to say all that. He must have been on the wrong post. You think?
I'm awesome, dude. I'm me all the time.
So, last fan question here is from this guy Cash Borden that you may or may not know, and he asked indica or sativa.
I'm an indica kind of guy. My wife likes the sativas, but I'm trying to chill.
So, for our fans listening that is not familiar with the lingo of Illinois' recreational habit here, go ahead and explain it to them.
Indica is basically a little like heavier, sleepier. Sativas are more like more of an upper high, like ready to clean the house type shit or whatever. From what I understand, do you remember Indica by like Indica Couch? You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, I want to feel it, man. Like my wife's all about the little speedy buzzes. I like that shit. I'm trying to fucking mellow out.
I can't blame you, brother, on that one. So, with that being said, outside of wrestling, what's Bull Bronson's favorite hobbies?
Brother, I collect action figures with my son. read comic books. I don't. I hang out with an 8-year-old and a 2-year-old a whole bunch. Watch bunch of Cocoa Melon and you know eat cheese with my baby. My life is. Dude, I'm dad. Like when I'm at home, we're cool hanging out. I've been collecting like the new GI Joe classifieds with my kid. We collect the DC McFarlane multiverse figures, um, NECA horror figures and shit like that. I got some new posters in that are pretty cool. Um, I don't know, man. Just working and nothing, bro. Dad,
So,
like I said,
so you're big
boring.
in, so you're big into the comic and superhero stuff.
Yeah, man. I used to be a cool guy. I used to go to a party and hang out and get in a fight every night and yada yada yada. But now I fight sleep most of the time.
Dude, I know that feeling when you said that we were going to do this at 8 o'clock. I think I actually told you this. It's like, man, I may fall asleep beforehand. But yeah, see, that's one of the things though. Like even as a kid, like I never got into was like the comics and the superheroes and stuff like that. So like I try to watch these movies that everybody says is so great, like the superhero movies. Like I don't get it. Honest, like I don't.
What don't you get? Like,
Why do they have to be 3 hours long? First off,
I mean, not all of them are, but you know, like not everything's gonna be for everybody either. Because I mean, just because you don't like the Justice League movie doesn't mean you're not gonna like the Captain America movies.
so I did. I will say I did enjoy Suicide Squad.
What? That
I
was the
enjoy,
worst of the worst.
I enjoyed that when I actually went to Nashville, and I was in Nashville that week, and I saw it in IMAX 3D. I really enjoyed it, and I really enjoyed the Punisher movies.
The Punisher movies are good. You know, I can see you enjoying the Suicide Squad movie. It completely makes sense because that movie was like 2 hour fucking Hot Topic commercial, and you look like Matt Pinfield from MTV fucking Headbangers Ball.
Hey, I mean, I've got a podcast now. I'm literally like following in Matt Pinfield's footsteps here.
I dig it, bro.
But yeah, like
I,
so honestly, like that was the thing that a lot of my friends I have are big like superhero comic fans. So the one of the biggest things, like that was what they complained about with the Suicide Squad movies, are like, well, it didn't do this like the story, or it didn't do this. Is like, I don't care. Like I don't know the story. Like I just sit there and Harley Quinn's hot, and there's a lot of bang bang shoot 'em ups. So I'm
uh,
sold.
I mean, well, that's half the comic book movies out there, bro. Like, Hot Girls Bang Bang Shoot 'em Ups. That's comic book movies to a T.
Dude, like I watched one, I don't remember which one it was. You'd probably have to tell me. So, for those listening that's not seen every comic book movie out there in history, I'm about to spoil the end of one of them. I just don't know which one it is. But I went with a friend of mine to go see the one where Superman is like dead in the casket and and it ends by the casket like shaking.
Oh yeah, Justice League.
Like I saw that one and it was pretty terrible.
Oh no, that was Batman vs Superman, and that was pretty terrible.
So I wasn't a fan of it. I did see both Wonder Woman movies, and I was not a fan of them.
The first Wonder Woman movie had its moments where it was okay, but then they did that whole like, oh, I'm out of place, let's get dressed montage for like a half hour, and I
Yeah.
was like, fuck this. Um, but like, man, I could see you. Have you seen Brightburn?
Okay, I did see Brightburn. Yes, I didn't know
Have
it
you,
was a comic book.
have you ever seen Super
Seen
with
what?
Rain? It's called Super. It has Rain Wilson and Ellen Page, and like Kevin Bacon's in it.
No,
Bro, watch that movie for one. It's just called Super. Um, but those movies were both directed by man, I want to say James Gunn.
And that's the dude that made Guardians of the Galaxy, right?
Yeah, someone might have to fact check that. I'm pretty sure it's James Gunn. Um, But like Rainn Wilson is like this down on his luck fucking schlub who gets an idea from God to be a superhero. So he dresses up like a superhero and starts bashing people's fucking brains in with a wrench.
Huh.
And
I
then
know.
we meet little comic book store girl played by Ellen Page, and she's a fucking little weirdo and wants to be a sidekick. And you have to watch this fucking movie, bro. Kevin Bacon's like a pimp, fucking drug dealer guy. It's so good.
I know the one that is in the queue to watch is one that came highly recommended, and that was called The New Mutants.
It's awful. Dog
Is it?
shit.
So that means I'd probably enjoy it.
Man, I was bored real fast. I don't know.
Because I would say like the only other one I really kind of enjoyed, I did enjoy Aquaman a little bit, but I think it's just because like I met Jason Momoa beforehand.
I didn't mind Aquaman. I mean, it's Aquaman. How cool can it be?
I mean, it was cool that I got to meet the guy.
That is super cool. Where'd you meet Jason Momoa at?
Kansas City at a Planet. It's called Planet Comic Con. My best friend Justin and I went up there, and like he's also real big into comics and stuff like that. And he was like, "Dude, we got to go and meet him." I was like, well, who else is going to be there?" And Danny Trejo, Trish Stratus, and Alice Cooper were there.
Bro,
So I
that's
was like,
badass.
yeah, I would definitely want to go and meet them three. And then like the way everything was moving, I was just like, well, I've got everything else done. I can stand here and do nothing for like 4 hours, or I can just go hop in line and meet Momoa. And that's what I ended up doing.
Do you think signed?
No, no, I just got the picture.
No, that's what's up though.
Yeah, like
Tell me
this
what you think though when you do watch it.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely check it out. But my go to is horror.
I love horror movies too. Absolutely. One more thing. Do you have Amazon Prime? Check out Invincible, bro. It's an animated show, but
Okay.
it just started. It's on Amazon Prime. Just watch the first episode for me. If the first episode don't make you like what the fuck is going on here, then you can quit watching it. But at least watch the first episode.
I will. Yeah. Like I say, yeah, but like horror for me is like the go-to. Like that's what got me to go back to the theater, like for the first time since after the pandemic. Let's go see this movie called The Unholy.
How was that?
And
I haven't really heard anything about it.
like I really liked it just because like I really like demon movies. It's probably why I have trouble sleeping at night and constantly think I hear things. But but yeah, like it so like what's really weird with the movie is like it's kind of a turn off when you look at like the preview because it has a PG-13 rating on it. And you're like, "Oh, well it can't be good because it's got a PG-13 rating on it." And watching it like I'm surprised honestly it had a PG-13 rating.
There must have been no nudity or like cursing.
Not too much cursing and there was no nudity.
That's where the PG. That's where the rating gets you.
But I did watch a dude get impaled by a burning cross. So there was that.
So I'm checking this movie out for sure.
Yeah, so like definitely recommend it. I'm trying to think of any of the other ones and that's the thing good about like this Netflix and stuff. They got like a ton of like horror movies on there, but like a lot of them are pretty terrible. It's like hard to pick like the good ones. And then I have Shudder. You know what Shudder is?
Yeah, I want Shudder real bad.
So like I have it, and the problem with it is the majority of them is like in a foreign language, and I don't have the patience to read and watch a movie.
No, yeah. Have you watched like Tales of the Dark Side, or is it Creepshow that came out with?
Creepshow came out like the early '80s, didn't it?
Yeah, but did they come out with like a new one on Shudder?
If it has, I haven't watched it yet. I know. I think they did. I think, but didn't Shudder have like an exclusive? I think it was Shudder, if I remember right. Or was it Sci-Fi? One of those two I know had the exclusive to Tales from the Hood 3.
Oh shit! They didn't bring back Tales from the Crypt. That show was awesome.
Dude, they totally need to bring back Tales from the Crypt. Like, you remember the cartoon?
Dude, I'd still watch the cartoon with my kid.
Nice. Like, I remember that cartoon and then, of course, the Beetlejuice cartoon.
Bro, that I try to make my kids watch that all the time. Muppet Babies with huge Muppet Babies mark.
Oh, really?
Bro, if your room looks kind of weird, you wish that you were there. Fuck yeah, that's my shit.
So I wasn't a big Muppet Babies fan growing up. I was on it, and still this day I am. Like, I'm a big Garfield mark.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, bro. Garfield's awesome too.
Garfield and the Flintstones.
Dude, you know who's cooler than Garfield?
Heathcliff.
Heathcliff, yeah, for sure.
Dude, Heathcliff never got the respect that he should have.
But he was the coolest cat, bro. He was cooler than Garfield. He was cooler than Felix. Heathcliff was the shit.
Oh, man. And he even had a movie, like a decent movie, not that like Bill Murray Garfield movie.
Did they make a Heathcliff movie?
Yeah.
I'm about to check that out.
Yeah, man. Like,
Heathcliff.
dude, like I used to watch it all the time as a kid. So with that being said, though, kind of pull this back here. So what do you got? What else? You got anything coming up besides Anafight Underground?
Man, no, not off the top of my head. I don't know what I'm doing with wrestling. I'm just having fun. I'm gonna get some new gear made. I'm gonna get back in the gym, and I might take some bookings. Somebody have to be worth it for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even talking money. Like, if it's fun, and I mean, you have to come at me with something good. But till then, we'll see.
So you pretty well have Anafight Underground and the pending Big Lee's World of Death.
Yeah, yep.
But yeah. So were you like? So I knew at one point in time you had a T-shirt. You know, I seen on that CPW deal. You gonna start back getting merch made?
It just depends on if I get back into it. I mean,
Do you have a pro wrestling tee store?
no, I don't know nothing about it.
I can help you set one up.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, get with me at the next show. Well, it depends on I guess what time you get at the show because apparently, if you're listening to this, another side plug here before I get distracted. If you're listening to this and you're interested in joining the Anafight Underground roster, we are holding a seminar with Christian Rose, and it is also a tryout to join the Anafight Underground roster. Sign-up fee is $20 for both together, and you meet at the building at noon on the 29th. We'll collect your fee and get the ring set up and get that started. But if you're listening to this and you're wanting to join the Anafight roster, come out and try out for us. But with that being said, that made me think, like, depending on what time you get there, because I'm going to apparently be there all day, it sounds like.
I'll be there. I got the day off work, so I'll be there.
Okay. Are you doing the tryout as well?
Yeah.
No, I didn't know if you were or not, because like, I thought you were working, so I didn't know.
What am I trying out for?
No, like, I don't want to say judges, but.
Yeah, no, I'll be evaluating talent. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I'll be there doing that. That's why I took off early. Come do that, help with the Christian Rose seminar, and then whatever happens that night, I guess.
Yeah. Hopefully you don't get barred from Anafight Underground for flipping off a fan.
Hopefully it's Farmer Billy Hills. And I can fucking stomp his face in.
Man, y'all two are going to squash this beef.
I mean, fuck him, dude. I ain't got no reason to squash it. I didn't do anything to him. He's a fucking prick. I tried to come in like a man. Just asked him not to talk shit about one of my friends. That's all I fucking asked him. He wanted to get fucking lippy and try to call me a bully and shit. Fuck you. I'll bully you then. I'll fucking show you who the man is, motherfucker, and who you're gonna watch your mouth to. So if he wants to come to me and apologize and tell me that he's the bitch, then we'll be good. But until he knows that he's a bitch in my eyes, I'll just have to fuck him up when I see him.
So, but you're saying there's a chance of squashing this beef.
Yeah, he just has to be like, well, I know I'm a fucking bitch. I'm sorry. And I'll be like, you are a fucking bitch. Peace out, dude. Or he could be like, fuck you, bull. And I could be like, I'll break your fucking nose.
That just caused me to spit my soda everywhere.
I mean, it is what it is. Like, you come at me, he came at me like I was a fucking asshole. Fuck him, bro. Told me I'm a bully and that I fucking just blatant disrespect, whatever the fuck he said. It don't even matter what he said. At this point, I just remember the disrespect. So,
because I was really hoping y'all would get this squashed by the time of the first show.
well, I mean, something will get squashed, bro.
Well, nonetheless, like I was saying, get with me at the next show, and I'll help you set up the pro wrestling tees shop. I've set up a few of them for the guys, so just get with me, and we can get that going for you. And so, where can everybody find you at on social media?
Man, I'm just on Facebook. Just Bull Bronson on Facebook. Get at me there. I don't have Twitter or nothing. I tried that Twitter shit. I just don't have time to manage numerous social media accounts.
Well, I was gonna say you can also get with me at that show, and I can help you set up the Twitter and Instagram as well.
I set up a Twitter once. I think I said like, "What's up" on it.
Man, Twitter's one of those things. Like when it started, like it was really big in the metropolitan areas, but like in these smaller towns, like it just never kicked off the way it should have.
Yeah, I mean, I feel that. I don't. Why do I need Twitter? I got Facebook already. Like, and it's the same thing, owned by the same company. What's the fucking difference?
So that's Instagram. Facebook owns Instagram, but yeah, Twitter's its own company.
It's all the same shit. Whatever.
Dude, no. Like, you gotta understand, this is wild. Like, so before all this happened, like you could like post an Instagram, and when you post to Instagram, if you had your Twitter linked to it, like it would automatically, like you could set it to automatically post the picture to your Twitter as well. Well, after this whole buyout started, what ended up happening is Twitter got mad at Instagram, and they took that feature away. So whenever you post it and share it, it just shares a link instead.
Oh.
So you want to talk about petty?
That is crazy. This is petty.
But yeah, well, hey, like I said, I want to say thank you, Bull, for coming on here and doing this podcast with me. I appreciate you doing it. I look forward to seeing you April 29th at Quick Skating Rink in Anna, Illinois for Anna Fight Underground. And like I said, you can get those tickets at on our Facebook page. Just go search in Anna Fight Underground or Fight Underground Anna, and it'll take you there. And any last things you want to cover before we get out of here?
Man, I just want to say thanks for having me, brother. Half the time I forgot we were doing your podcast. I was just talking to you, so it was fun. That was cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'll see y'all on the 29th, man.
All right. Perfect, brother. Brother, sounds good. I appreciate it. And I appreciate every one of y'all listening to this today. Like I said, I appreciate all the love and support. Thanks for those that reached out to me at my time of my sickness. Thanks to everyone that went to bigleesworld.com and picked up a t-shirt. I greatly appreciate that. If you're listening to this before the 17th of April, right now, if you go to the Big Lee's World website, and it'll take you to the Pro Wrestling Tee Shop where they're doing a 20% off sale. So make sure you go copy a shirt there. As always, if you got any questions, comments, concerns, or you want to challenge Bull to a fight, shoot me an email at bigleesworld@gmail.com. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Big Lee's World. Once again, make sure to like, share, subscribe to this episode. If you missed any of the previous episodes, go check it out on the archives on your favorite podcasting platform or at bigleesworld.com. And like I said, I appreciate all the love and support. Thank you, Bull, for joining us. And as always, 2 scoops of whoop. Whoop whoop.
Whoop.